lifting weights. It's a good weight. Good weight. Let's just say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing this video today because, well, it's a seasonal thing and it's a vintage life thing. I decided to decorate a little earlier this season and incorporate some of my just plain like Christmas trees and just have things out from September to January. I keep my Christmas stuff to like the middle of January. That's just me. But so I was shopping and I saw this Groovy piece. Now I was kind of like, I was really digging yesterday, and it was almost at the end when I found it and I was like, I could work this. I could totally work this. I liked the turquoise that, well, obviously, yeah, that is a very favorable color of mine. But I was like, you know what? This could totally work for fall. And I think it could really carry in for Christmas. And I was just like, ah! Because now I started to do my thing and then I thought maybe somebody else wants to hear about what I do, because we all have our different ways of hacks and doing things in every part of our lives. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just save that. But I was like, first thing was like, I broke it. I'm like, I broke it, but I didn't find any pieces. And then that's when I wasn't paying attention. Didn't realize that it's that good old chalkware. It's got the weight, and then it's got the age. It's authentic, and then of course there's some missing there. But I was like, okay, that's not a big deal. You don't have to show it. It's for myself. You don't have to show it, like, And I'm like, wait a minute. I got this. For this, and if you have these things, and it depends on the material that you're working with. Sometimes you need a harder point. Sometimes you need a felt. For this, since it's chalkware, we do want a felt. But I have a variety, and the Sharpie, like these ones with like a brush, I have combined several different colors to hack and to fix a few things that are mine. So the stain markers, let me tell you, the stain markers. I mean, a little piece of furniture, a little corner of a picture frame works awesome. I mean, there's times when, and which I'm thinking of doing this, but we're just gonna go along where you're using the paint, a paint pen or a marker, and you're going and mixing and putting on top of that the stain marker. Like, it's all just what works. This has a little bit of the stain, which gives it a little kind of a glossy thing. So there's a couple things going on in my head how I'm gonna get the a similar sheen, because as you can see, it's not shiny, but so there's a few things depending on what you're gonna do, because when you're working with chalkware, obviously it's very it's coarse. It's what's the word? See, I haven't had enough coffee. It's very absorbent, so it could pull the colors more or less, and so you want to build up like a good layer. But I'm trying to think ahead of how to gloss that over and protect it so it doesn't chip away anymore. So. But it's a very simple process. So first, what I'm going to do is, because the main colors that we see here are obviously brown and a black or a darker brown, but you just want to build up. So I already went in. There was some tiny little ones here and there. So let's do this. Okay. So here is where I started. And I just started with our base, and Okay, there we go. So I just started with our base, which is the brown. And if you can see, I didn't go perfect. Sorry, it's a little fuzzy. There we go. I didn't go perfect. There are some white showing through, and that's what you want. You don't want to completely do it. You don't want to go dark, dark right off the bat because it's a layering effect. So we're going to put this one in the same position as we have. And what I'm doing with this one is, see the tip? I'm not going straight on, because with the chalkware, it can, depending on how the chip is or how it chipped off, it can crumble a little bit. So I'm just going to use the side of the marker, and I'm just going to blot and just let it do its thing, let it soak in. So can you see? Okay. So, and not worrying about covering the entire piece because it's going to absorb. It's really, here we go. So I don't have any music going on, but so whatever music you have in your head, go right ahead and hear it. All right. So, and then some parts I'll do a little bit firmer, and then some I'll do a little bit lighter, because that's also how you can vary the color application. Okay, getting all corners. All right. So, there we go. Doesn't look... All right, looks kind of funny. But wait. There's more. There's always more. All right. So now we're going to do the black. Okay. And I'm going to start with the side over here that's already kind of a little bit more dry. And even in thinking about this, I'm looking at how this is originally done. So the outside, the inner parts, they're a little bit darker. So I'm starting on the outside, except for the top, it is a little lighter. And then I'm just gonna kind of flake in. I'm not completely covering the brown. I mean, I'm getting the light parts first that I didn't grab. Okay. All right, and then this is the thing for me, because I always do it. Always, pretty much. Oh, see, and I turned the different angle. There was a little hole. Okay. Now, I'm gonna blot, kind of just smoosh it around. Okay, there we go. Now, it's pretty good. Oh, we're catching a little light, and I can see that little dip. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So see how it's starting to blend and fade away a little bit better? Now, mind you, this is not going to be the piece, the area that you're going to be showing. So now we're going to finish it off. with some more brown. Sorry. My setup is not completely legit here. And I'm still blotting because you can still get a little bit of chalk transferred onto your marker, and I don't want that. So awesome. It's really I'm really getting happy with this. So let's put this cap back on. And now check it out. Like it's really blending in there. Now when you really look close, you can see, okay, we still have some work to do. Yeah, we do still have some work to do. So here we go. Going with what I have. Now I'm gonna go back and do another little layer of black. Trying to get a good angle, but there's no real good way of doing this, so. All right, can you see? No, you can't. But you get the idea. Okay, just, we're still dabbing. And I'm going over some of the black, some of the brown, still not completely covering, but this time I am putting a little more back on, or a little more on some of the brown, because this is a cooler brown in the end, with a lighter warmer showing through. And my brown is on the warmer side. So we're going to deepen it and cool it down with the black at the same time. If that all makes sense. You know, it's all an experiment. And it's not like, it can come out really good, but you're not worried about it because you're not selling it. And you're just learning, and you're doing something that you're just kind of fixing it up for yourself. So there's no real worry. There's no real worry to it because you're just having fun. You're just grabbing some things and making it work. And it like has disappeared. I can see in this light, because I have my windows open for my sliding glass, and I can see little flecks, which is good. Little flecks of lightness there. But, wait, focus, oh focus. Okay. It's really catching the light, which is good. That's good, because I want to kind of see all angles. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to flip it this way so I can get at a different angle. And now I see all the little spots that I need to address. But it is coming out really well. The black and the brown are really blending with what is done. It's so cool. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through with more brown around the edges, still dabbing. I really don't want any more of this material to come off. Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna do more. Be gentle, don't, you wanna really squeeze it in there, but not so much that you are rubbing off the previous layer. Make sure I get that whole. That's awesome. So now I don't see any chalk marks, and I am very confident that it is concealed. So that was brown. Now I'm going to go over it just one more time as a shadowing with the black. I say one more time because I might go back again, but this is all, it's all a learning thing, so here we go. Kind of mimicking where some of the dark was originally, what's missed, or what's not there any longer. Looking at this over here. Just building up some shadows with the black. Okay. Sweet! Okay, it's looking really good. We're just kind of lacking that brown. Yeah. It's all covered. You're getting a little sparkle. Let me double check right there. Tiny. Don't get yourself. I just did. Okay, now that's just. All right. I had to push a little on that little because it was like a little, I think an air bubble in the chalk. All right, so I got that. Now, for some of you, you can dab it a little. You're like, that's good. I don't want to mess with it. It's good enough. You can't see it. It's totally fine with me. Because the cool thing is it's not, like the ridge is not really chipped off enough, where it's noticeable. There's just a little, it kind of, you can see where it is because it kind of stops that, that light brown shine kind of stops right there. So that for me visually, like I want to just see if I can get a little, because there's nothing there, it's missing, but on the edge here, there's still some that I can kind of pull from. So you can choose at this point, you've got the color, you've got it all sealed and, or you've got it all blended. You can leave it alone, but I'm gonna take it, because that's what I do. I'm gonna take it just one step further and what I would normally do probably in a regular situation is I would let this dry a little bit. But for the sake of this video, I will not. So we'll just do a little old school. Okay. Since, you know, it's vintage, might as well do a little old school, you know, here, like when you want to get your nails dry, you're like doing this kind of a thing. Okay. So now we're going to go, and I'm going to use this because, you see, I liked the results here. And there's the original shine, and there's that. And then, of course, the cool thing is you can always rub. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Here we go. Now, I don't know what it's going to do. It could totally, like, lift up all my work and the chalk along with it, but I'm just going to see. Here we go. Oh, there's a, okay. There, now you can see what we're working with right there. All right, let's just try it. Ooh, we could make it look even darker. I don't know. But it'll give us some shine. So I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna do what I did everywhere. Might as well. I'm just gonna spot. Okay, that looks a little scary. It's not too bad. Okay. Drop that down. And I'm just doing spotty. Okay. Now, okay. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so now, where's my spot? There it is. Okay. So now there's a little bit of shine. We're losing the light. Okay, there, see? See some shine? But it's a little darker, but we got some shine. You can't really see the lighting here. I'm not, okay, there we go. Wait. Oh, now the lighting's going. But we got some shine. So that's all I'm looking for. I'm just trying to mimic the finish on here. And now I really need to have a more selection of brown, because what I would actually do at this point is I would like a lighter brown. But this, I need to re-up, because I'm going in my stash and like my browns, I have I've used them. This one is a brown, but I believe it is dry. There's a little something, but I don't, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's not, that one is still lighter. This one's a darker brown. I want more of a lighter brown. This would be a good time for the paint pens. And that is just something that through the years was hard for me to find because of taggers and all that stuff. So I did find some other, like the gold, and for other projects, some new Sharpie paint pens. And this one's oil base, and this is really old. There's probably nothing in here. Non-toxic. What was this? Pearlescent. Oh yeah. These have worked so well with different kinds of pottery, with the glazes, and having that opaline or that so, can't think of it right now. There was one that I fixed that it worked really well. Anyways, the markers, paint pens, all of them are good. But so this is a good example of just making do with what you have. And if I had a couple of different options, I would blend. This would be a time that I would just kind of blend to get a lighter. And so I'm actually gonna try, because if it doesn't work, I can just I'm just gonna cover it up. So this is not to like go with any brands or anything, but this one, these have like a little metallic kind of a thing. They're permanent. Yeah, this is a fine metallic. So it shows that it's like a little orangey gold, and it really is really kind of orange. Where this one is the metallic, but this is like the more yellowy gold. So sometimes, depending on the gold that I'm matching, I will blend these two. And then of course this is more of the paint, and that's the gold. And sometimes for things I use all three. So what I think I'm gonna try to do is use one of these. I'm gonna try this orangey one, and because it should come up lighter or it won't be noticeable at all, but it might just dry and give me a little base. Oh, say hi to Choo Choo. Oh, he doesn't want to say hi to you. Choo Choo! There he is, stealing my chair. Okay, so let's just try. I know it's like, watch. See, that's like really orange. Wait, can you see? It's really orange. But I'm just gonna do it. I want some of that lightness to show up. And I might only achieve it by the shine. No, I can see it. See? Oh, it's working. Okay, when you build up, you just use the different materials, it's showing up as a lighter brown. Do I want to get carried away with it? No. Do I want to rub on it? Not so much, because I want to keep all the layers. So I'm actually thinking of not adding any more. Okay. That, I think that's good. I'm just gonna do a light dab. Okay, so it gave me a little lighter brown. Because I can't leave well enough alone, I keep marking on myself. I'm going to dab a little more of my brown and a blend dab. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now I think I'm good. I'm happy with it. So the next step would be making sure, because it's still very delicate. This is chalkware, so you want to put a coat over it to protect it. You want to seal it in, because the marker and the paint, even the combination of the little bit of the stain pen it's not going to completely do the trick. So I'm kind of thinking of two things. So that was what I mentioned. So I have two ideas of how I can do this so that it doesn't further doesn't chip any further. One which I'm not typically, I don't think it's ever been a go-to, but it was a thought. So clear nail polish. Never thought about doing that. I've never done that, but that's an option. And it's an easy option because we're indoors. But the other, look at that. Oh, you know what? As I'm working, I just realized I did not get all the other pieces little spots that I got with the brown. I did not go back over. So I will do that later, but that one was just picking out at me, bugging me. Okay, so the other thing, and not to disclose brands, but oh, how funny, it's the same as my paint pen, but is a semi-gloss. Semi-gloss, the spray poly. So this one's a semi-gloss, and what I would do is, if I were to do it really quick outside, I would just grab, obviously I would just cover up the corner and just do a quick tag on it, just to seal that. For the purpose of this, I think I'm gonna try. I'm thinking, let's just, look at that. Can you see? Like, yeah, that's really cool. Let me see if I could get, I want a little brighter brown. So I'm not touching the edge, I'm just adding some of the stain right there to give it a little bit more shine. And it gives it a little lighter color, but and who knows, like, because I've never done this, so the clear polish might just mush it and blend it all together. So what am I gonna do? What do we do if that happens? My first instinct to do is use my fingers, because why not? It's what I have. And it always works. You can kind of control things better that way. So if it does mush and blend, then I'm just gonna dab and call it a day. Worst case scenario is you wipe it off, you get a little chalk on there, and you start over, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna do the polish. But I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the clear nail polish with the hardener. And we're just gonna see what we see. See what it does. Ugh. Okay. Maybe, I was gonna say just do a tiny bit, but I'm usually not like that, but let me see. Let's see. I'm gonna start on the bottom, and I'm gonna dab just like the marker. That's a good sign. It's not coming off on my brush. So I'm gonna flip sides. Just dabbing, not reapplying, just to see what happens when there's less product on the brush. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there you have it. I mean, oh, really good. Oop, it's starting to dry. So I didn't have any paint loss, and I've got the shine. You can see now that I do have some shine going through across. And now it's sealed. You can see, there you go. The shine. No more white chalk showing through. And once that dries, that's good enough for something at home to be protected and not have flake off. So, pretty cool. Little home hack. If you like this, leave a comment. Until the next one, happy picking, and God loves you, Jesus loves you, and adopt a pet, don't shop a pet. Until next time. Holiday bye-bye. Candlestick holder. Love it. Enjoy what you're messing around with. See, Mama likes it. It's cool. Have fun. Mix your vintage with your new. It's awesome. There's the star of the show.